Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land within the Shire of Chittering, the Ewart and Wodjuk peoples. We would like to pay respect to the elders of the Noongar Nation, past and present, who have walked and cared for the land. We acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and the contributions made to this region. Item 1, I declare the meeting open at 7 p.m. As per Council Resolution 130423, this meeting is being live streamed. Item 2, record of attendances, apologies, approved leave of absence. In attendance we have Councillor Kylie Hughes, Councillor John Curtis, Deputy President Mary Angus and President David Dewar. The following staff are in attendance: Danae Kerr, Executive Assistant, Hugo DeVos, Principal Planning Officer, Leo Pedota, Executive Manager Technical Services, and Scott Clayton, Deputy Chief Executive Officer. Members of the general public, we have 1. Media is 0. Apologies from Councillor Beck Folkes-Taylor, Melinda Prinsloo, the Chief Executive Officer, and Jake Whistler, the Executive Manager, Development Services. 1 approved leave of absence, that being Councillor Nick Greyer. Are there any other meetings that any of the councillors have not included in the attendances record? No. Good. Okay, so I'll move to item 3, disclosure of interest. Councillors must declare to the President any potential conflict of interest they have in a matter before the Shire Council as soon as they become aware of it. We've got 1 here. CEO 05, CEO Model Standards, the CEO Melinda Prinsloo is involved, and it's a financial interest. Relates to her employment contract. Council, are there any other more disclosure of interest? No? Okay. We'll move on to item 4, public question time. There's no public to have questions, so we can move on. So we go to item 5, presentations, deputations, petitions. Presentations, there are nil. Deputations, DEOP01, Mr. Declan Crayon from Planning Solutions. If you'd like to provide us with your deputation. Thank you.
Okay. Well, good evening, elected members. My name is Declan Crehan and I'm a town planner from Planning Solutions. Planning Solutions are representing the proponent for the waste transfer facility at 124 Propagation View. Tonight I'm speaking in favour of this application, which is before you for determination. I'll be very brief with the deputation and happy to take any questions if there are any. Firstly, we'd like to thank the officers for all the hard work and the positive recommendation that they've put for the recommendation for approval. The reporting is comprehensive. The recommendation represents a proper and orderly planning outcome. We're pleased with the planning conditions. These are all sensible and appropriate, and we respectfully request that Council move to approve this development application tonight. Thank you very much. That's all I really have to say, and yeah, happy to take any questions.
Any questions from the Council? No? Thanks very much, Declan, for your presentation. Petitions, there are nil. So we can move on to the next item, item 6, applications for leave of absence. Are there any leave of absence requests that popped up. I'm going to. What am I going to do?
So you just say you've got one application for yourself.
Okay.
And then call for us.
Yep. Okay, so there's only one application for leave. That's for myself, and I'll be away from the 5th of May to the 26th of May. Can I? Yeah, Councillor Angus, you can first the motion. I'll call for a seconder.
I was seconding, sorry, I thought you'd moved it.
Stick with you moving it if you're happy with it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
John with the second.
Yeah, John will be the second. Thanks. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. Yeah.
You can ask if there's anyone speaking for the motion.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Is there anyone speaking for the motion?
I'll speak for it. I'm happy that we approve your leave of absence. You'll
Yeah.
deserve a holiday by now.
Yeah. Thank you. Councillor Curtis, do you have anything to add?
Nothing more to add,
Okay,
Mr.
good.
President.
Anyone speaking against the application? Anyone else speaking for the application? No, don't need a right of reply. I'll declare it carried without dissent. Yep, okay. Item 7, confirmation of minutes. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to confirm the minutes. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Angus, thank you. Can I have a seconder, please?
Yep.
Councillor Curtis, thank you. Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to the officer recommendation?
Thank you, just to say that I believe they are a true reflection of the meeting as it went.
Thank you. Councillor Curtis, would you like to talk to the officer recommendation?
No, nothing more to add.
Thank you. Anyone speaking against the recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for recommendation? You have a right of reply.
Nothing to add.
Nothing
thank
to
you.
add. No one speaking against it. I'll declare it carried without dissent. Okay, moving on to item 8. Some announcements from the presiding member. Okay, just a couple here. The first one involved a radio interview with myself and the ABC from the Midwest radio station. We were just discussing safety issues regarding the truck movement through the Shire. Also just argued the importance of the Bindoon bypass, and that's basically what it was all about. We've got another one here. Today we were informed by the Auditor General's Office that the Shire of Chittering was recognised as one of the 2025 best practice entities for financial reporting and controls. On behalf of myself and Council, I would like to congratulate the CEO and her finance team for this strong achievement. Well done. Just one more here. This afternoon we had an Australian citizenship ceremony, and we welcomed 15 new citizens into the Shire of Chittering, so congratulations to them, and that was a job well done by all involved. Okay, item 9, reports. So this is Development Services, DSO1. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to commence community consultation on the potential change to 4 yearly inspections of swimming pool barriers in the Shire. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Angus, thank you. Can I have a seconder for this one, please?
I'll second.
Councillor Curtis, thank you. Anyone speaking against the officer recommendation?
Give the mover the opportunity to speak for it.
Oh, sorry. I missed that one. Councillor Angus, you need to speak for that officer recommendation?
Thank you. I'm happy to support the officer recommendation. I think it's important now that we do pick up all those pools that are outside of town sites, especially now we've got areas of housing becoming bigger down at Reserve Road, Wildflower Ridge and different areas in Lower Chittering. Yes, we're not going to save every life, but it's a step to aid in it, so I'm happy to support it. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Councillor Curtis, would you like to talk to the officer recommendation?
Just to add that any life we can save with these inspections, the better.
Thank you. Sorry, anyone speaking against the recommendation tonight? No. Anyone speaking for the recommendation? No. Councillor Angus, you have a right of reply.
Nothing more, thank you.
Okay, so if no one's speaking against the officer recommendation, I'll say it's...
I'll put it to the vote this one.
We've got to put this to the vote, so okay, all in favour? Okay, so we've got that 4-0. Okay, move on to DSO2, dog exercise area, Wildflower Ridge public open space. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to specify an area within the reserve 54580 on deposited plan 426544 as a dog exercise area. This item requires an absolute majority, therefore, with 4 councillors present, the recommendation must receive 4 votes in favour to be adopted. Councillor, can I have a mover, please? Councillor Angus. Can I have a seconder? Councillor Hughes. Thank you. Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to this officer recommendation?
Yes, thank you. This is something that groups of community members have asked for some time, a dog exercise off-leash area. While I would never take my dog to one because I wouldn't, I'm still happy to support it. Being mindful that everyone needs to be well aware that they still must control their dogs, they're still responsible, as can be seen on the news yesterday, for any damage or injuries they may cause, but I'm happy to support it.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Councillor Hughes, would you like to talk to this recommendation?
No, I think this is just a matter of course that now that notification period has happened, that this go ahead as it's intended.
Thank you. Anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for the recommendation? No. Councillor Angus, you have a right to reply if you like.
Only to add that I have been down and had a look at the site. It looks very nice down there. Great place for community to get together, and although the fence isn't very high, if people are looking after their dogs, that should be fine.
Okay, thank you. If no one's speaking against this officer recommendation, I'll put this to the vote. All in favour? There's no one against, so we declare it carried 4-0. DSO3, application for development approval, 124 lot 607, propagation view, proposed extension of non-conforming use, waste transfer facility. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to grant development approval for proposed extension of waste transfer facility in Mouchet. Can I have a mover for this one, please? Councillor Curtis. Thank you. Can I have a seconder for this one as well, please? Councillor Angus. Thank you. Councillor Curtis, would you like to speak to this recommendation?
Yes, Mr. President, I support the officer's recommendation. Well, there's 25 recommendations here, so I think we've got them covered, and plus 7 government agencies, Water Board and Main Roads and Environmental Protection Agency, and they've all found no fault in the applicant proposal. So yeah, I'll support it.
Thank you, Councillor Curtis. Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to this one?
Thank you. I agree with what Councillor Curtis has said, and I know there's some people who have objected to this, as they don't believe it suits the area. But this is a extension of a previous application that was granted, so we now can't turn around and decide we no longer do. I'm happy that with all these clauses in the recommendation and the advice notes that with some luck we have covered everything.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Is anyone speaking against the opposite recommendation? Yes, Councillor Hughes.
Thank you, Councillor Dewar. Whilst I do appreciate there are a lot of approval conditions on this, I do have a problem with the extension of a non-conforming land use. I think that when this was approved, it was approved as a conforming land use. It's because our scheme changed in 2010, which made it become a non-conforming land use. So I would have been a lot more comfortable using my discretion to approve this had it been put through as a scheme amendment to make it approval of a non-conforming land use, because I don't think that the non-conforming land use that's currently being used for has been approved as a use in itself. So I can't support this officer recommendation.
Thanks, Councillor Hughes. Is anyone speaking for the officer recommendation? Councillor Curtis, you have a right of reply.
Nothing more to add.
Okay, so we put this one to the vote. All those in favour? Okay, all against? Okay, so that's 3-1 on that one. Okay, we move on to technical services. There are nil. Now we move on to corporate services, CSO1, list of accounts paid for the period ending 31 March 2026. Okay. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the list of accounts. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Angus, thank you. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Curtis, thank you. Okay, Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to this officer recommendation?
Thank you. Only to say I didn't notice anything that looked out of place, and I'm satisfied with the list of accounts.
Thank you. Councillor Curtis, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
No, everything's fine. I looked through it, and the only one I'd seen was a large amount was $56,000 worth of gravel for North Road. Can we explain that?
Yeah, okay. We'll see. We'll get some clarification from Leo.
Mr. President, we needed good quality gravel, so we had to buy some from Catalanos, and that's the reason why we had to pay them that amount to get the gravel.
Thank you. Is anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for? No. Councillor Angus, you have a right of reply on this one.
Nothing to add, thank you.
Okay. There's no one speaking against it, so we need to put this to the vote. So those in favour? Against? 0. Okay, so that's 4-0 on that one. Moving to CSO2 monthly financial report for the period ending 31st of March 2026. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the monthly financial report. I need a mover, please. Councillor Hughes, thank you. I need a seconder, please. Councillor Angus, thank you. Councillor Hughes, would you like to speak to this recommendation?
Yes, thank you. Everything looked in order as far as I could tell, and there was no major variances highlighted.
Thank you, Councillor Hughes. Councillor Angus, would you like to talk to this recommendation?
Thank you. I agree with Councillor Hughes' sentiments, and also it's further evidence of the reason why we're winning some awards in our financial areas.
Okay, is anyone speaking against this officer recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for? No. Councillor Hughes, you have a right reply on this one?
Number 5.
Good, thank you. No one speaking against. We'll put this to the vote then. Those in favour? Okay, so that's a clean sweep, 4-0. Okay, moving on to CSO3, Disability Access and Inclusion Plan. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to adopt the Disability Access and Inclusion Plan 2026 to 2030. Can I have a mover, please?
Yeah.
Councillor Curtis, thank you. Can I also have a seconder, please, for this one? Councillor Angus, thank you. Councillor Curtis, would you like to speak to this officer recommendation?
Yeah, I support the officer's recommendation, and the thing what came out of all this disability was the International Day of the People with Disability, and got funding for that to bring a community members, and they formed a disability access inclusion focus group, which is run by our officer, and it's well attended, and gives their input in what they think we should do to include people with disabilities. So yeah, I support the officer's recommendation.
Thanks, Councillor Curtis. Councillor Angus, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
Thank you. I agree with Councillor Curtis's sentiments. And this is a requirement of the West Australian Disability Services Act to make sure that we are taking every precaution that we can of making accessible plans for our people with all sorts of disabilities. I'm happy to support it.
Thank you. Anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? Anyone else want to speak for the officer recommendation? Yeah, I will. Just to say that I think it's a really good idea, and yeah, people who have a variety of disabilities should be included into all sectors of our society, and this is one way to make that happen. Councillor Curtis, you have a right to reply?
Nothing more to add, thanks.
Thank you. If no one's speaking against the recommendation, I'll put this to the vote. All in favour? Okay, so that's another clean slate, 4-0. Okay, move to CSO4, budget variation. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to approve the 2 budget variations for a shelter at the Bindoon Mountain Bike Park and a replacement water tank on the corner of Sandalford Drive and Madden Road. This item requires an absolute majority vote, therefore the 4 councillors present. The recommendation must receive 4 votes in favour to be adopted. That makes a lot of sense. Can I have a mover, please? Thanks, Councillor Hughes. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Angus, thank you. Councillor Hughes would like to talk to this one.
Yes, thank you. We had a briefing session on this last week from our CEO before she went on leave. So I'm happy to support this officer recommendation because there's no actual material value change in the overall budget. It's just changing some line items with what has become more urgent to do and other areas that became available to use that funding instead. So happy to support this budget variance motion.
Thank you very much. Councillor Angus, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
Thank you. Only to agree that this is just simply a reallocation of unspent funds from other areas, so it doesn't have a big impact on our actual planned budget. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone speaking against? I don't think so. Anyone speaking for as well? Councillor Hughes, right reply on this one?
None required. Thank you.
Okay. There's no one speaking against, so I'll put this to the vote. All those in favour? Okay. Clean sleep 4-0. Okay, so now we move over to the Chief Executive Officer CE001 Work Health and Safety Statistics Report March 2026. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the Work Health and Safety Report. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Angus. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Hughes, thank you. Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to this recommendation?
Yes, thank you. Always happy to receive this report. Well, the monthly report and the quarterly report. It identifies the near misses, incidents, damages, training, etc. That happens within the Shire, overseen by the CEO, and with her being responsible for all of that, it's an important thing to keep track of, and with her being our only employee, we need to make sure she's looking after everything.
Thank you very much. Councillor Hughes, would like to talk to this officer recommendation.
Nothing further to add to that.
Thank you. Anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? Anyone speaking for the officer recommendation? Councillor Angus, got a right reply if you want one.
Nothing more, thank you.
Okay, so there's no one speaking against. I'll put this to the vote then. Those in favour? Okay, so we're going again to clean sweep 4-0. Okay, we move on to COO2, Privacy and Responsible Information Sharing. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to adopt the Privacy and Responsible Information Sharing Policy and the Information Handling and Data Breach Policy. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Angus. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Hughes, thank you. Councillor Angus, would you like to talk to this officer motion?
Thank you. I'm happy to support this recommendation, and it's come about due to the recent changes in the Privacy and Responsible Information Sharing legislative framework, which was introduced and has made new obligations for local governments in relation to collection, use, storage and sharing of information, and we need to have some policy around it. I'm happy to support it.
Thank you. Councillor Hughes, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
Probably the only thing I'd add is that this does have a lot of common sense imparted into it. It's only for circumstances where other agencies may need information and so forth. And I think it's always important to make sure that we're protecting the privacy of our ratepayers and residents at all times where possible, but also being able to facilitate, sometimes it might be in their safety for other agencies to have that information. So just support this policy change.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone speaking against the recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for the recommendation? No. Councillor Angus, you've got a right to reply if you'd like one.
No, not needed, thank you.
There's no one speaking against. I'll put this to the vote then. Those in favour? Okay, so we got a 4-0. Okay, on that one. Thanks. Okay, moving on to CO03 policy review. Councillors, you have the officer recommendations to adopt policy changes as listed in front of you. This item requires an absolute majority vote, therefore, with 4 councillors present, the recommendation must receive all votes. Yep. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Angus. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Hughes. All right, Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to the officer recommendation?
Yes, thank you. As can be seen in the paperwork, we have lots of policies that are being reviewed, and this is an ongoing thing that we need to make sure our policies are up to date and keep them as simple as possible and easy to understand. We've workshopped these, and we're now looking at changing them to new templates with a few minor changes, but the main aim of these is to change them to a new template and simplified. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Angus. Councillor Hughes, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
Yeah, the only thing I'd like to add is that a lot of these changes are because the overreaching policies and procedures and laws and regulations have had changes from time to time, particularly the Local Government Act, which seems to change every couple of months at the moment. But also we are listening to our ratepayers, and a couple of these have been changed to make things more how the local community would like to see them, particularly Australia Day Awards, which is now include Wannamal in the rotation from all of the different areas of the Shire. So there's many reasons why these policies do change, and we are workshopping them in our information sessions ahead of this particular step. Is just the final step for these particular ones, but we workshop others today, so it's an ongoing process, which is what we're happy to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hughes. Is there anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? No. Anyone speaking particularly for the recommendation? No. Councillor Angus, you got a right to reply on this one?
I don't have anything to add, thank you.
Okay. If no one's speaking against the recommendation, I'll just put it straight to the vote then. All in favour? All against? So it's 4-0. That one. Okay, so we're moving on again to CO04, Delegations Register, Environmental Health Officer. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to approve amendments to the Shire's Delegation Register to enable the CEO to sub-delegate to the Environmental Health Officer. This item requires an absolute majority vote, therefore, with 4 councillors present, the recommendation must receive 4 of those votes for it to be adopted. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Curtis. Could I have a seconder for this one, please? Councillor Hughes, thank you. Councillor Curtis, would you like to speak to this recommendation?
Just to add, I support the officer recommendation, and it's a pretty simple item. I support it.
Thank you, Councillor Curtis. Councillor Hughes, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
Yes, I support the officer recommendation, and note that that some of these, particularly the sub-delegation, has been included because some staff have been upskilled to undertake some of these other duties as outlined in point A there. So they were some of the things that might have been leading to some longer lead times and so forth whilst staff are away. So I think this will actually improve customer experience and also does make sure that the staff doing this do have the right qualifications to undertake those duties. So happy to support this recommendation.
Thank you very much, Councillor Hughes. Is anyone speaking against the recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for? No. Councillor Curtis, you've got a right to reply if you so desire.
Nothing to add, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councillor Curtis. There's no one speaking against this, so I'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Okay, no one against, so it's 4-0 again. Okay, moving to CEO 05, CEO Model Standards. Melinda has declared a financial interest in this matter as it relates to her employment. However, given she is absent, we will continue proceedings as normal and minute the financial interest. Councillors, you have the opposite recommendation to repeal the council policies listed and adopt the standards for CEO recruitment, performance and termination. This item requires an absolute majority vote, therefore the 4 councillors present, the recommendation must receive 4 of the votes to be adopted. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Hughes, thanks very much. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Angus, thank you very much. Great. Councillor Hughes, would you like to speak to this officer recommendation?
Yes, I'm always happy to see common sense prevail when we're repealing policies before implementing new ones. In particular, we've replaced 3 with 1 policy here that is got everything that we need regards to recruitment, performance and termination of CEO in 1 policy, which makes it a lot streamlined for us. Having just gone through the CEO performance review, this is all quite foremost in our memory, and this policy certainly complies with what we had to do there, so happy to support this officer recommendation.
Thanks very much, Councillor Hughes. Councillor Angus, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
What she said.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councillor Angus. Anyone speaking against the opposite recommendation? Anyone speaking for? I will. Briefly, I just agree with the other sentiments of the council. That's just repealing some policies that are a bit perhaps verbose and just streamlining them down to, you know, make it more simple and easier to work with. Councillor Hughes, right reply?
None required. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. If no one's speaking against the officer recommendation, I'll put this to the vote. All in favour? Okay, so that's 4-0 again. Item 10, reports of committees, COM 01. Receipt of unconfirmed minutes and review of recommendations from the Chittering Bushfire Advisory Committee. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the unconfirmed minutes, note the committee's motion and instruct the CEO to advocate that replacement vehicles are all allocated to the Shire DFS. Can I have a mover, please, on this one?
Oh.
Councillor Curtis. I'm happy to second that. Councillor Curtis, do you want to speak to this officer recommendation?
Yes, Mr. President, I accept the officer's recommendation, and hopefully we can get these DFS to give us the vehicles that we need, instead of us buying them.
Thanks, Councillor Curtis. Yeah, okay, I'll just say that the, happy with this recommendation. I was at the meeting and we're across all this relevant information, so it all makes sense to me, so I'm happy to support that. Is anyone speaking against the opposite recommendation? Anyone speaking for the opposite recommendation? Councillor Curtis, you've got a right to reply on this one?
Nothing more to add.
Okay, if no one's speaking against, I'll put this to the vote. All in favour? Okay, so we got 4-0 there again. Okay, so we're moving to item 11, motions of which previous notice has been given? Give? I only got give on mine. Nil. Item 12, questions from members without notice. Councillors, are there any questions without notice you wish to raise? Okay, thank you very much. Item 13, new business of an urgent nature introduced by decisions of the meeting. I don't think there is any, so that's 0. Item 14, meeting close to the public. I don't think that's relevant, 0. Item 15, I will declare the meeting closed at 7:40 p.m.